Hello, happy Monday. I wanted to talk briefly about our first in-class assignment where you interviewed your classmates. Let's link this to a concept we'll be exploring here in Chapter 1 and later on in Module 2. It is the baseline for the entire class, actually. Notice this wheel of science. It's actually from sociology. Sociologists first derived it. This exercise is more than just an icebreaker exercise. It is actually your short first exposure to an actual sociological method, which we'll investigate in Module 2, Observation. In Module 1, we cover three big sociological paradigms. A paradigm is a starting off point, the place from which we begin our analysis. There are three of these big paradigms: conflict theory, functionalism, and symbolic interactionism. Let's look at this last one in your short exercise. Symbolic interactionism. We start off with only a small sense of what's going on. It's a micro-social paradigm. Unlike the other two, functionalism and conflict theory. The basic assumption is that we want to dive deeply into this subject. We might not know what is going on, and we want to make a lot of observations. Each of these interviews you did provided a type of data. If we did enough of these interviews, we could make some conclusions. If we had enough of these conclusions, we could develop a theory, and from this theory, we could derive a specific testable formulation that we call a hypothesis. When we are starting off from specific observations, we have little prior knowledge about a topic, and we want to move toward more concrete knowledge. This is known as inductive logic or induction. When we move from a general theory and we have a large amount of data and we want to make sense of it, we can develop a hypothesis and test it. Here is an example of this from the other day. I asked you to identify a specific event in your life that you remember. This is C. Wright Mills' intersection of history and biography. You were all born around 2000 to 2002. Based on statements made in two classes, I observed that the collective memories that you shared, the memories of the events that registered in your memory, involved two sorts of events: mass shootings and natural or man-made catastrophes, hurricanes and oil spills. Most of the events that shaped my access to the collective memory were of assassinations or of attempted assassinations, plus other things like the explosions of the space shuttles. From these sorts of observations, we can develop a testable hypothesis from these string of individual observations that age affects a type of historical memory that is salient to us. Older people remember assassinations, while younger people remember large group catastrophes. Is this true? Well, or is it not? Well, we can test this to see if we can determine whether or not we can fail to disprove or disprove our hypothesis. We can ask a range of people across different age groups what their first important memory of a historical event was.